Let's talk about challenging negative thoughts. This is something that so many people struggle with, and it's so important. And as I've said in previous videos, if you don't deal with your negative thoughts, you're going to struggle in life in general, because your thoughts determine how you feel. So if your thoughts are predominantly negative, you're going to struggle with, anxiety, depression, sadness, fear, all sorts of things. So you really cannot be happy if you have predominantly negative thoughts. And I always say, I have never met a depressed person that doesn't have negative thoughts. There's no positive, optimistic person that's depressed. It just doesn't work that way. So that shows you how important your thoughts are. Now, many of you understand this already, but I think the thing you struggle with, which is what this question is saying, is how do I challenge those negative thoughts? In order for you to challenge negative thoughts, you need to understand where they come from. Your thoughts are shaped by so many things: your life experiences, your childhood trauma, your parenting, social conditioning, your culture, your religion. There's so much that goes in that shapes how you think. So if you have a thought about something and you don't like that thought, you need to try to understand where it's coming from. So one of the very, very good ways of challenging negative thoughts, I've talked about this in several videos, is trying to first of all ascertain, is this true? Is there any evidence to show me that the thought I'm having is true? Now, if you kind of say, well, I don't think it's true, but I still kind of believe it, I want you to realize that we can feel a way, but it doesn't mean it's true. We can actually believe something. Like, for example, I could believe that I am not worthy of anything, that, I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of good things. I'm not worthy of success. And why do I think that way? Maybe because when I was younger, my parents or the people that brought me up led me to believe that. And so now I'm carrying around this idea that I'm not worthy. And of course, if you have an idea that you're not worthy, you're going to create and walk into situations where you are going to behave like you're not worthy, and therefore you will not get anything. And when you don't get anything, you're going to say, well, I knew I wouldn't get anything because I'm not worthy. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But all of this is started based on what you think, and what you thought is based on your experiences. So that is why we have to challenge the way we see things. When we have a thought, we have to ask ourselves, is this true? And if you are still saying, yes, it is true, I believe this, then ask yourself,